With a face for radio and the smarts of a third grader, welcome to Is Your Six Covered? I am your host, Rick. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Gotta say, Gagabytes is out there already. Quick ninja that you are. Appreciate you showing up. We're gonna have some fun. We'll give a few minutes for everybody to show up, and we'll get started here. Today I'm drinking Pure Leaf sweet tea. But really, there's Bojangles sweet tea in here. I got to give a shout out to Pops, a different Pops, not Pops Quest, but my Pops for providing the Bojangles sweet tea. Maybe he'll watch this, maybe he won't. DW's in the house. Joaquin Nava. What's going on, Joaquin? Thanks for showing up. You guys are quick. Got Abigail. How are you? Hopefully you guys are well. Vanessa Kitty, you guys are quick, man. I tell you what, got a lot of good news for the most part, at least for myself and you guys out there as well. We did get a lot of good video footage today. Hey, what's up, Yancey Teal? Shakia, how are you, Shakia? Thanks for showing up. Bad Billy 429, present and accounted for. Sir, yes, sir. And we've got Jer Bear out there as well. I'm glad you're doing good, Joaquin. Definitely want to hear that from everybody out there, especially in these times. Doing okay. Gotta head over if I must go out now. Got to head over if I must go out now. How's Tricks? And we got Papa's Place. Mr. Les himself is out there, so appreciate you guys all showing up. And sure we'll get a few more stragglers in here for the most part. But, man, today was an amazing day for me as a father. My son, which we did some I don't know if we posted any videos of that yet or not. We did a lot of 22 bolt action in back in the day, my son and I used to shoot a lot when he was a lot younger. I was getting him into some sporting clay, doing a lot of shotgun stuff. And he actually took a long break. You know, now he's almost 18 years old. And to get him back out onto the range, and he was rocking the bolt gun yesterday and today. We had an amazing time. It was X-Ring, my son, and myself. And Jeremy was out there as well. So we had a great time. We were at VOD, same range we always go to. It goes out to 700 yards. But yesterday, just to give you guys a sneak peek, had my fire and beers tonight with Lush. Was Lush. Nice. That's awesome. Hidden Steel, California. What's going on, Mr. Junior? I appreciate you showing up. I've been doing good. I have been doing good. Let's see, trying to catch up here. Balkava. Shakia. I always have trouble saying that for some reason. I think it's right. Shakia, I have been doing great, and I thank you for asking. Hopefully you have been well. Hopefully you're doing okay. And let's see what we got here. How many kids do I have? I have 2 kids. I have one son. He's almost 18 years old, and I have one daughter, and she is almost turning 16. And let's see, next month? No, month after. What month are we in? April, May, June. No, she's in July, and my son's in April. So coming around, we got Manos out there. What's going on? Appreciate it. So let's see. I think it's been better on lockdown. So as far as our lockdown, we basically just been staying away from everybody for the most part. We are doing a few things. I actually grabbed my son yesterday and today, brought him to the range, did some shooting. Yesterday kind of brightened his horizons. He was shooting a bolt gun. We got the President Donald Trump out there. Man, that would be so awesome if that was really our president, our kick-ass president, Donald Trump. I don't know if you'd ever watch this channel, but that's cool. Even if you're not the real president, I love the name, so that is cool. I'm in May, so your birthday's in May. Very cool. That's coming up quick. So Merry Christmas. Happy birthday when May shows up. Let's see. Oh, I know how I was when I was 16. Yeah. Actually, well, you know, you young ladies out there, you know, you do all that weird stuff, and my goodness, before you know it, they're growing up and moving out of the house. So that's a good thing. So let's see. My birthday is May 18th. Very cool. All right. What up, Mr. Matt, RTT Guns and Gear? I always say this, but go check out his channel. A lot of good information on shooting. We got Matt 1968 out there. You shoot with X-Ring today? Of course, I shot with X-Ring today. We shot out to 700 yards. I was lucky enough to hit 700 yards with a 22 long rifle. It took a few shots, meaning like maybe 15, 16 shots. I was probably aiming, you couldn't even see the target. So you had to go like from the target up and then count for wind and air. And you had to use, like, if this was branches, like you started off here first. And if that branch didn't work, then you'd kind of move up to this branch. And if it was too high, you'd have to go in the middle kind of deal. And out to 700 yards was just standard. I think it was Winchester M220. 220, what the hell am I talking about? M22 ammo, so that was pretty awesome. There's another awesome dude, Razor JB. Thanks for showing up, my friend. You're actually here live while it's going on. Usually Razor JB, he usually always comments on the stuff. Seems like he watches the chats after the fact. So with that, yes, it was 700 yards with a 22 long rifle, and I thought that was cool. But unfortunately, my buddy X-Ring shot 700 yards with the same 22 long rifle 3 times in a row. First he hit it, because he hit it before I got to it. Ding! And it's like, you have to like sit there and basically do this. We were shooting suppressed, so we didn't have ear pro in, so you could hear a little bit better. But it, you know, ding. And then I was like, oh my gosh, you got it. Chambers bolt, bing, 2 in a row. I'm like, oh my God, I guess that wasn't luck. Because we always try to hit everything twice to confirm it's real. Then he said, and it hits the freaking steel at 700 yards, 22 long rifle. So then I'm like, I got to try this. So I sat, and the longest I've ever shot a 22 out to was 500 yards. And that was just maybe the last week or something. So, oh, what's up, 45 Auto? Oh, Razor JB got the alert this time. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Jerry Parker, how you doing? So let's see. So you hit the tree again? No, that was a different tree. Same range, but a different tree. Glad to hear that comment. That means you're watching our comedy, all our fun, happy stuff going on. But it was an amazing time. Super pumped up about it. Figured I'd share the info. You know, and it's not that there's a lot of wind and a lot of this and that, and it took a while to get to, but I can say that I hit. It was basically a man-sized steel at 700 yards. It wasn't the little 10-inch one that we normally hit, but I made it happen. So yeah, and the cool part was, like Bad Billy's saying, it was the cheap M22 ammo. We had a whole brick of it, and I'm like, let's just smoke this box of ammo. So my son was out there. He shot out to 500 yards and shot I think it was a 6-inch target at 500 yards with the same 22 long rifle. So if you guys are having fun, you don't want to spend too much money, that Ruger is a very great, cheap to shoot, you know, pretty inexpensive 22 that you can have a lot of fun. Let's see. Rick, how long do you think it's going to take to chip away at the tree before it falls? It depends, Jer, on what caliber I'm going to shoot it with. Lately, I've just been shooting with 22, so if I bring it up a notch, it'll probably take a little less time, but we had a lot of fun today. So kind of getting back to the thing I was talking about. Hold on a second. Got an hour and a half left of my Facebook ban. Let's see. How long do you think? Okay, read that one. 11 hours and 5 minutes at Razor. Okay. Good job. Wasn't M60, Rick. That tree would have been falling. Yeah. If I would have brought it up big time. Does it hurt? Does it hurt when you shoot a gun? No, it doesn't actually hurt when you shoot a gun. There is a thing called recoil. It's basically after there's that little micro explosion inside the barrel that pushes the projectile out, or the bullet if you want to call it. there's some recoil that goes onto your shoulder, and for the most part, unless you're shooting some really crazy big bore stuff, it doesn't hurt at all. So if you're not familiar with shooting and you're interested, try to find some local friends that may go out to the range and shoot after all this craziness happens. But the part that goes on your shoulder, some of them have a pad on it, Shakia, and it's not uncomfortable at all for anybody, especially a 22. A 22 is like it's just a tiny little bullet. But it was enjoyable today. The love that my son found yesterday on shooting a bolt gun again was really cool. We did a lot of training stuff that it was basically Matt. You've seen him on my channel and X-Ring's channel. And then, of course, it was Ray, X-Ring, and myself. And we were running through drills and all that stuff. And he started playing. And we did talk about it a little bit yesterday. I remember because I have these targets that's still out from yesterday. We played Battleship. But then we started doing some kind of racing things. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah. What Matt says, Shakia, if you start shooting shotguns with a 3-inch Magnum with a steel folding stock, it does hurt a lot. It can. So there is different rifles and shotguns out there that do give you a little more jolt than some are used to. Once you shoot Shakia, you will enjoy it and want to do it again. It is a fun sport for the family. It's a fun sport to go do. It's the thing that I enjoy probably more than any other sport in the world. You have a good night. Take care. Let's see. What scope did you soon have on there? What did you soon have on there? Oh, your son have on probably. It was the same one. It's the same rifle that we have. It's the Burris scope. It is. What's up, Mr. Tim Davis? It's the. I don't even know what the scope is. It costs 3 times more than the rifle does, and so the bipod costs just as much. But amazing time. Amazing time. So. As of yesterday, he fell in love with it again, and I keep saying again because he was loving shooting, and then he kind of got into some other stuff like skateboarding and stuff, and it was nice to talk him into coming out to the range. He did, and he enjoyed it. Then he wanted to go shoot long distance, so it was really cool to get him in here. When I reload, it's usually just me. He's doing his deal. He's dragging a chair across the floor right now, making some squeaky noises, and it was fun. So he enjoyed reloading. I think yesterday it was funny. Actually, on the way home from shooting today, he's like, "Hey, you want to do some reloading?" I'm all, and it made me smile inside because I want to get him, all this stuff. One day when I pass away, I want him to be able to use it and understand how it works and all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool to see like the next progression of. It's basically our next shooters coming up, right? And the next shooters involved. If you guys have kids, if you are an uncle or an aunt, get your, if your sister or brother has kids and you don't, and you enjoy shooting, get them out to the range. Those are the next people that are going to be voting. Like I said, my son's almost 18, so he's going to be voting soon. So you want to be able to entice people to be a pro Second Amendment. You want to get them out there, get them involved in the sport of shooting, whether it's just for fun, maybe competition, whatever the case is. LZ USA, how you doing? Appreciate you showing up. See, shooting is about the only thing to me and my 19-year-old have in common. Yeah, and that's something that you can kind of. I actually tried skateboarding with my son yesterday. 2 days ago, and I freaking landed on my elbow, got it all scuffed up. But it's how young are we at heart? I know our bones aren't what we think they are anymore, but he did shoot the 6.5 today. Bad Billy, what'd you think of the 6.5?
It was fun. A lot different than 2.23 and the normal stuff that we used to shoot.
Yeah, and the only reason why you don't see him on here is I made a promise to my wife years ago. She didn't want the kids to be on a public forum-y kind of thing, back in the day. I think it would do like 7 years or 8 years or whatever the case is. So he was just 10 years old at the time, basically, and she didn't want them on there. So that was the little thing she wanted, and I always told her that would be fine. So I don't show their faces until he turns 18. Then he can jump on here, do whatever the hell he wants. But that was a promise I made to my wife a long time ago. So I've kept that promise. I have shown like the back of his head shooting, and I actually have a video of him shooting 500 yards that I'll be scrambling in to make part of the video. And I think that's fine because no one, and they got Instagram anyways. I'm like, I haven't made it a big issue, but I'm like, their faces are all over the freaking thing anyways. So whatever. He's almost 18, Tim, but I think he really got the love of the precision rifle. Now, the coolest thing, and one of the things I wanted to tell you guys was, we actually rode in Ray's truck. So from all the stuff yesterday that we did, in the hour, there's an hour drive to go from basically where we live to where we shoot. So there's time in the car and BS and having fun and that kind of stuff. And it was very enjoyable to watch Ray in his teacher / instructor mode. He basically started from ground zero when it came to elevation and wind and how everything works within a scope and what an MOA is and what a mil rad is. Broke it all down into very simple way to learn, what it is and how to dial and that kind of stuff. And it was an amazing. I just sat there and was very quiet because not only did I get to relearn the things that I forgot about. What's up, music lover? Appreciate you showing up. And TB, how you doing? And help, get it into my brain again and remember all little portions that I had forgotten. But it was cool to listen to how my son was able to, the way he was talking about certain things and utilizing different things to kind of show how that works, like clocks and all this kind of stuff. Footballs and that kind of stuff about the bullet and how it, as soon as it leaves the barrel, it's falling and how the barrel's, pointed up and blah, 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 blah. It was a magnificent time as a dad, just watching it click into my son's brain. And then when we actually got to the range, how he was very knowledgeable on how to use the turrets and all that stuff. So it really it was a neat little what would be the words, a really semi-condensed class, right? But it was very informative for him and awesome. Joaquin says, I respect your wife's request and yours, Rick. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. And, he's only got a couple more months and then he turns 18. He can do what he wants. He can jump in here. We can sit and bullshit and have a good time. And I'm good with it. And he's 18 and, that kind of stuff. So it'll be cool. And maybe you'll see him in a lot more videos coming in the coming months. I don't know. Let's see. Did y'all? No, we didn't go to Clinton, TB. We went to VOD, which is in Old Fort. That's what it is. Old Fort, North Carolina. Start allowing them to make adult decisions with adult. Yep. Yeah, Tim, great stuff. I still got to hold that, my honorable promise, basically, to the 18 thing. Let's see. How are you guys getting ready to shoot with Coda Boy? Oh, are we getting ready to shoot with Coda Boy? Originally we had planned to shoot a match. We were going to be a team sniper match. I was going to shoot 6.5 Creedmoor and he was going to shoot a gas gun. And a lot of stuff has been canceled due to the corona. So I don't know if that's even going to take place anymore. I've been doing a ton of training and but I don't know what the plan is with that. Ray was going like a bat out of hell in your videos. Yeah, you watched that one video. What's up, Fresh Fowler? How you doing? Conservative sniper hunter. How are you? You brought him up the right way, Rick. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rick, just letting you know that YouTube is hitting a lot of channels again. Yeah, I'm sure they are. It is what it is. I'm just glad you guys are here. We're having fun. But we got to the range, and it was pretty cool. Let's see. Has your son shot the 9? Have you shot the Infinity? The 9mm?
I think the first one, yeah.
That was the 40.
Oh, well, then it was the 40.
Yeah, he hasn't shot he shot the 40, Bad Billy, but I don't know if he shot the 9 or not. He was kind of not anti-shooter for a while, but he just, he's busy. He's a young man. I got
my license, and then
he got his license. There you go. And he was working last summer a lot, so he was doing the big guy stuff, like going to work and all that kind of stuff. So he's being a grown up basically. Let's see. Your son has a good teacher. He does, man. I tell you what, it was so impressive watching those two work together, especially when they got to the range. So we set up. We're putting out a video on R Squared, showing off all the shit that we normally bring, between rangefinders and all the junk, right? And so we got that being. I think it'll be downloaded maybe today or tomorrow on the R Squared channel. If you guys aren't familiar with that, try to find it or check it out. Or I don't know if this is the right thing or not. No, that's not it. So I don't have the link. Maybe somebody can post it. Tim Davis is usually the ninja when it comes to that. But it was hell, I lost my train of thought. Maybe I need some more of this. Stand by. We're going to take a refreshment break.
You want a popsicle?
No, I don't want popsicle. I've been drinking a ton of sweet tea today. Actually, my son's been drinking a ton of sweet tea today. Hope you're not watching this, Mom. Let's see. Rick, do they still have motorcycle museum at Old Fort? I don't know. I've been to Old Fort a lot, but the only place I go in Old Fort is that range. That's it. And then we get on the 40 and head back home. So I don't know. I did not know there was one. I'll have to hit Ray up on that and see. Fresh Fowler says, yeah, you make sure to subscribe to R Squared. It's you guys have done really well. I want to thank you because we're up to 180 subscribers, I believe, which is nice. We started it yesterday night. I think it was yesterday night, and I want to commend you guys all for going over there and hitting the subscribe button. Blah blah blah. So it should be fun. When I took Nate to the range when he was 10, my hard fast rule was he did not touch the gun without an adult knowing and acknowledging him. Today at 19, he still asks permission to pick up a gun. Very nice, very nice. Let's see. No, not the Sri Lanka tea again. Yeah. This is actually Bojangles. If you guys just got here, Ray has probably one of the most awesome in the world. Greatest guy. I love just being near the guy. Is amazing. But he actually brought us some Bojangles and some Bojangles tea. He brought me 2 big old things of Bojangles tea. And not because he brought me Bojangles tea. The guy's an amazing guy. Kind of like his dang son. Smart, knowledgeable. What's up, Chess? How are you? How can I contact you to ask some reloading questions? You can just email me at isyour6covered. There's so many better guys to ask reloading stuff, though, Chess. But if it's something I can answer, I definitely will. It's isyour6covered@gmail.com. But if you're not familiar with the Elfster rifles and reloading, super knowledgeable guy. Depending on the round, he may have a whole set of videos already ready for you. So that would be pretty cool. Very informative videos. But I will help if I can. Send me the email. Todd's a really cool guy. That's Elfster. And there's other people out there that are great as well. But depending on what kind of caliber, I can kind of steer you in the right direction. So it's kind of cool. What's your son? It's actually. Oh, we'll answer that one here in a second. Let's see. I was sub number 8 at R Squared. Does that get me a Microtech? No, you needed to be 7. 7 would have got you the Microtech. Sorry, buddy. No, there is no Microtech. Let's see. There might be one day, but not right now. I know we want to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can, basically monetize the channel and then really have some fun with it. But did you shoot Ray's AI?
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't shoot it. He actually did a lot of load data today in 6. I don't want to give up all his videos, but he put the other barrel back on. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. What's up, Gates Jr. Reloading? Gates Jr. might know as far as reloading. Check him out as well. And Hitting Steel California does a lot of reloading, especially in 308. He loves tweaking with stuff. He he gets the load perfect, and then he wants to see if he can make it better. So he's always searching. What's that? Steel Punisher 69. I was 7. Of course they were. Just kidding. I was like 12. Let's see. That's funny. Came here to win my gold-plated high. Let's see. What? I came here to win my gold-plated high. High? Let's do this. This is what you get right here. Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. That's all I got for you right now. Let's see. Did he go back to the 6.5 Creedmoor? No, he's on the 6mm kick. He actually did some really good loads yesterday night for today, and they shot exceptionally well. They were at the farther end of the spectrum of being hot and fast, and they really printed well, fought through the wind well. We did do a lot of shooting today and some pretty good winds, not like gnarly 30-mile-an-hour stuff, but it was a lot of fun, especially when we were shooting the 22 long rifles out to some pretty far distances that most people wouldn't shoot 22 long rifle out to. It was a lot of fun, and it was challenging for sure, most definitely. But it was pretty awesome. Are you playing with the dogs, bud? All right. You're making lots of racket. Let's see. You're good. I was just wondering what the heck was going on. Let's see. Okay, so we got a few videos coming out. I think we have 2 set up right now that'll be coming out on the R² video. And then I have a bunch of video from today, the 500 yards, my son, and then also him shooting out to 700. I got 2 headshots. So the size of the target is probably this big. It's about 10 inches, and then there's a head on it. It's the size of a credit card, basically. A hair bigger than this. It's probably 3-inch. Probably this right about here. So the target's this big. Oh, let me do that. Actually, it's a little shorter down here. It's shorter here, and then the head. And was able to pull off 2 headshots at the 700-yard bow with the 6.5 Creedmoor. Obviously not the 22 long rifle. Just hitting that thing was basically a lot of luck, and especially with that cheap ammo. But it was fun, man. I was more excited hitting the 700 yards with the 22 long rifle than I think if I would have hit 1,400 yards with the Creedmoor, the 6.5. Conservative Sniper says he subscribed today. I do appreciate that very much. That was awesome. I wish I could figure out a way to post. I don't want to try to jack with this. Hey, Bad Billy, being a brother that I've known forever, can you put in the link to R², see if it works? I'd appreciate it very much. That way I can copy it and paste it. Yeah, but the internet, the problem is you start opening a bunch of windows, the internet's going to go to stuff quick. What are you doing? See, my son's doing a bunch of crazy stuff. I don't even know what he's doing. I've never seen a screen like this. You just click on this right here. So let's try it. Let's see if I Netflix myself. Okay, so I gotta go here. And I gotta find the channel though. There's a problem.
Type in R2.
No, it's not gonna come up.
You split it. I got a filter up top.
Yeah, and go to channel. I'm trying. Oh, TV's already got it. Yep, that's the one.
Here, let me help you.
You know, let me grab it though, since I'm right here. Actually, that's not gonna work. Get me out of here. Whoa, shit. All right. Thanks, TB. That is the channel. You can copy that, paste it if you're not familiar with the new R² channel. TB, love you, man. Appreciate that much. Let's see. Where are we at? What kind of comments we got out there? 700 yards with the 22 is like a mortar fire. Fresh Valor. Yeah, it is. It is basically this. Here's your target, and this whole square is your reticle. It's target's down here, and then you have this big tree coming out, right? And you have to like go to this branch, and then the spotter tells you you're low 4 feet. So then you go to this branch here. Okay, your elevation's correct, but you need to come over right or left. And then you're like going along this branch trying to, and when you're like 4 feet, it's only like this much movement in the scope. It's tough. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Seriously, I don't think it is possible to be accurate at that range with a 22 long rifle. Well, you're not. Basically, I used all the reticle, so I basically dialed it in as much as I could. Then I'm in the reticle, and then there's no reticle left, and you're shooting probably 30 feet above, 30, 40 feet above the target with all that other junk mixed in there. Like I say, I have your back. I appreciate that, my friend. Let's see. Florida Beauty Fisherman is in the house. Easy man. Let's see. I had way too much to drink and screen's all blurry. That's a tough thing right there. Maybe you got some, maybe you're breathing hard on the screen from before you got here. I don't know. You got a bunch of fog on there, you know, watching whatever you're watching. Let's see. Did you say you hit the 700-yard? I did. I finally got it. And then Ray taught me with doing it 3 times in a row. So just when you think you're good, your teacher comes by and smacks you in the head and says, "This is how you do it, boy. This is how you do it, boy." Just sent it and got a mailer. Demand failed to send. All right, Chess. So it's IS is your YOUR 6, the number 6, covered, COVERED, at gmail.com, and that should work. You're not drunk, it's blurry. Oh, could be blurry. I could be getting Netflix right now. Let me check my what am I at? I'm at 720 right now. 720p. So hopefully everybody's off the internet. Let's see. Mine's blurry too. All right, maybe I just got crappy service. And you got everybody and their mom on the internet right now. So they probably basically turned us back a little bit. Yes, Comedy Gun Channel, Music Lover. That's basically what it's going to be. And there's still going to be some educational stuff in there. So pretty much is your 6. No, it's the number 6. So Chess, you're right, but it's the number 6. So you had it completely correct. Just get rid of the SIX and put the number 6 in there. And you will be golden. Let's see. Fresh fella. I thought I was doing good hitting 300 yards. Well, see, and that's the thing. Most people, what's up, Cav Trooper 19D? Most people, you know, it's not even like normal to shoot out that far. It's not even made for that. It's just fun to try it, right? Mine's blurry too. That's funny. Maybe you guys are all drunk. That could be the problem. You guys are all been sitting at home, drinking your drink and having fun. And now, you know, the chat starts and you guys are half crooked-eyed, need a V8, tune you back up. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's the problem. We joke when Ray's videos get choppy from his house that his wife or daughter is watching Netflix at his house. Let's see. Yep. We call it Netflixed. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. So make sure you guys listen to Jer Bear here. You don't want to upset Jer Bear because he is a very nice person and you don't want to see his bad side. Oh, no, you don't. You don't want to do it. Jared Pierce, what's going on? I've heard they're throttling speeds most everywhere. I have heard that as well. We actually talked a little bit about that earlier today, just for the fact that I think in order to keep everybody to have internet of some sort, they're kind of tweaking so it's not just, think of the chaos that could happen right now. Everybody's stuck at home. Probably the only thing keeping people from getting beat up, buried, or burglarized, I was trying to find something else with a B, is because the internet is still up and running. it would be a, I think, complete, what'd you call it? Complete chaos or something like that?
I don't remember.
Yeah, he said something. It was like basically complete chaos. And I have to agree with them. That'd be like me running out of sweet tea and expecting to be not cranky. That just is not going to happen. Bloody Marys and CBD oil here, Bad Billy. There you go, buddy. We got some bad. Yep. Let's see. Now you accuse me of drinking while working. TV's working. Be proud to be working right now. Man, I tell you what, I have people calling from the fire station, checking on me, seeing how things are going, and it's a little weird. So, did you confirm weather and bullets were tumbling at 700 yards? Oh, confirm weather? No, we were shooting into steel, so there was no paper to see if they're basically printing sideways or not. It was just basically steel, and the hill that we shoot on. And my son can tell you, the thing is steep, especially between, I think it's 500 yards and 650 is like this crazy ass, I don't know, whatever. It's probably a 45-degree angle. And then it flattens out a little bit at 700. Then there's a big berm. Let's see here. I had to go to Lowe's today. It was a nightmare. Have you guys noticed that everybody, which is kind of good, the Lowe's, Home Depots, they have been super busy, but a lot of people are working on their houses right now, trying to find something to do. The husband's trying to be stuck in the house, especially for a long period of time, maybe, want to get away a little bit. It's like, you know what? I don't want to go paint this or sand that or do whatever, but I want to go get some sandpaper and get that shit done because I don't want to be stuck in the house. So I think there's a lot. When you drive by, I've seen people working on the roofs. I've seen people painting. I've seen people doing additions to porches. So might as well do something, right? Plant a garden, right? We planted our garden. Our seeds are starting to sprout. Well, at least one pea was, and the rest of them haven't. But we have stuff that's already planted and growing, but just small little plants still. So that's kind of cool. Razor JB says Wake County announced finishing the school year online. Oh, wow. Yeah. How do you like doing classes online?
It's nice.
It's nice?
Yeah, I have half as much work. We're already doing final projects for some classes. It's just easy.
That's cool. Yeah, my daughter, she's very studious and that she has a couple classes, so she has to wake up early in the morning. To her is she got to be up and on a computer by 8, and sometimes the teacher doesn't even show up. So she'll be like, man, I got up and did all this shit and the teacher didn't even show up. And then I think there's 2, they have like an 8 o'clock one and then a 3 o'clock one. So I'm not sure. She has done the 3 o'clock one sometimes, but she's not normally a get up early kind of girl unless she has to. And, she wants to keep her grades up. She's been waking up, going to the class or doing the class online. And then, so I think she likes it, but doesn't like it. She doesn't like being stuck in the house. Who does? But she's getting her grades, trying to keep everything up to par. So let's see. I raked my whole yard yesterday and cleaned out 5 flower beds yesterday. Can barely bend over today. Yep, Bad Billy was out there doing it, buddy. That's awesome. Rick, can you shoot on your property? I can shoot on my property. For the most part, I don't. I'm waiting on some suppressors just to make. I'm on 14 acres, so I have the property. I'm not inside of city limits, and all the reasons. But for the most part, I don't shoot on the property. I like to see the animals running around. We got deer and turkeys and stuff. I want to keep them close in case I get hungry and run out of food. So I don't do much shooting here. So there is that. See, I'm going to do an indoor garden. Not kind of garden. No, not kind of garden. What? I'm going to do an indoor garden. No, not kind of garden. What are you growing over there, man? Let's see. I know the feeling, Bad Billy. Yeah, when we built that shooting platform, and the angle of it's pretty steep. So the road's here, and then this thing just kind of cuts off down where we had to dig posts and then get in there. When we were working that whole time, and ankles were all like jacked up, trying to hang on to the side of the hill, it was my legs were sore the next day just from mostly my ankles being at some weird cockeyed angle the whole time. Fourth time is a charm. I hope. Let's see if you get it. Oh, okay. I will check after this. I might even hear it beep. Let's see. How are they handling final tests and graduates this year? Where y'all at? How are they doing the final tests? Do you know?
I don't think they're doing them. I don't know.
You don't know?
They haven't told us anything about it. We got a voicemail from our principal that said they're going to keep us updated, but the grades are already final in like the.
When you check the school thing?
Yeah.
Like the final ones for the year?
Like it shows F.
F?
Yeah. Not F like you got an F, but like F1 means final.
Oh.
It's like final grade, and the grades are already put in that column. So.
All right. That's crazy. That's the best answer I can give you, TB. He's not 100% sure on the. I will say this is the year you don't want to be a senior. I feel bad for these kids, especially. I can give you a good example is we have friends in California, and we have one kid. His name's Declan. I won't say his last name, but the super good golfer. I mean, like really good. He's a senior this year. They were ranked 10 in the state. Bad Billy's a golfer, so he'll probably enjoy this or appreciate this. And he's a damn good golfer. And when you're in your senior year and you're looking for either, I don't know how it works, sponsors, basically colleges to pick you up or maybe even scholarships or whatever the case is, he's really missing out on all this stuff. So he's kind of getting screwed this year. Basically, they're missing all the senior stuff. I didn't go to half mine because I didn't really like the prom and all that crap. But, if they're into the prom or like graduation, they're going to miss graduation.
They don't get to walk the stage and see their last moments with their friends.
Yeah, see, and that sucks as a kid.
Sucks being a junior, too, because you lose like your last summer being a kid, Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you just got to make it up.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'm still pretending I'm a kid. So, says Tim Davis, yes, I have. Does okay. What did I miss here? There's an exercise for that hurt and back. Leg lifts from side to side. Has anyone used the CMMG AR-15 22? I have heard great things about it. I don't know if Jackson's made it in here yet. I actually wanted to buy the one that he had off of them. They are a very well-made kit, and I can tell you that I shot full auto one of those kits at the Iraq Veteran 8888 shoot, full auto, and it worked flawlessly. I mean, we were smoking through mags. It worked great, Tim. I would go get one, especially if you want to. I think it's a great training tool, especially if it's the same platform. Say, even if you're not shooting competitively, but I'll give you like my idea of it. You run your 3-gun rifle, so it's the same optic that you normally see, holds, all that kind of stuff's the same, power, reticle, and you're basically kind of running the same mag, so doing mag changes, shooting offhand or shooting around barriers, or you're shooting weak hand kind of stuff. Sling practice, like Matt, I don't know if he's still out here, Resist the Tyranny, RTT, Guns and Gear. We've talked a lot in depth about sling stuff, but you can practice all that and do a ton of shooting, because reloading 223, and I got a whole bucket over there, is a pain in the ass, because you can basically buy it just as cheap. You can make better ammo and more accurate rounds if you're not going to shoot long distance, then just buy the cheap stuff. But for the most part, if you can do the same thing with the 22, recoil is going to be a hair different. They both don't kick it hardly at all anyways, but it's a great training tool. Great training tool. I was actually needing to get one, and Jackson, he was willing to sell me one. But I think I saw one. Who was the company? They're actually selling 2 or 3 mags and the conversion kit, and I think it was like $169, I think. But for if you got a ton of 22 ammo sitting around the house and you want to just practice, it's an awesome thing. Let's see what else. Acapulco Gold. I know what you're talking about. I know what you guys are talking about up there, you little crazy rat biscuits. See, there's a Tim Davis. Yes, I have. Does okay. Okay, so Papa's Place has one. Fresh Feller, I have 2 of them. So get the one that I had shot flawlessly. I didn't have it. I got to shoot a gun that had it. Tim, I think Pop's Quest has a video on that conversion. I know they work good. I have a CMMG AR and it rocks. Let's see, Tim. Your son sounds like he has a good common sense head on his shoulders. I think it's a good thing. You got your kids out of California so they didn't turn into weirdos. Yeah, that was one of the big reasons. The biggest reason was I didn't want them to go to high school, find some girlfriend or boyfriend, depending on if it was my son or daughter, and be like, like, hey, we're moving, wait till they're in high school. I wanted to do it before so that I didn't hear, I got a boyfriend and I don't want to leave Tim. And, I'm just coming up with a name, but blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to hear any of that shit. I'm like, get your ass in the car. We're out of here. So I wanted to do that before high school. So I think it worked out well. I think he enjoys it here more as well. Let's see. She would have to place it in an autoclave. Probably stabilizing the bullet better than a normal one with 16-inch twist like normal. 45 auto. Let's see. I would just buy a Smith & Wesson MP15 and put a red dot on it. Super reliable. The one thing good, though, about the other thing, the conversion kit, is you can use the platform that you train with. So say you got all the bells and whistles, which can be whatever, right? Being able to use that same firearm with those same bells and whistles with the same reticle is a pretty awesome way to do it as well. Is it as reliable? I would assume it probably is. What's up, Mario Mosen? But see, there you go. Papa's Place has had one for 7 years. Hasn't had any issues. What is you got a brand of ammo for home defense for pistol, shotgun, and rifle? I've made a lot of like hollow point stuff. For the most part, like my concealed carry gun, I'm just running 124s. They are critical defense, and they work great. Rick, enjoy your evening. Like always, a great chat. Good night, everybody, and stay safe. Jared Bear, appreciate you showing up. Always fun to see you out here, and thanks again. What more could he want? He lives in the mountains and he's rolling an F-250 diesel. That's actually, he's driving my truck. It's a 350 diesel. And I figured if you're going to learn how to drive, if you can drive a long bed crew cab 350, you can pretty much drive anything on the road besides a big rig. So works out good. And it's fun.
I like that.
And he's got an 8-foot bumper in the back, right? If something happens, and he's got a truck that's heavier than shit, so you could probably
an 8-foot bumper with a mailbox in front.
Oh yeah, there you go. You brought that shit on yourself. Yeah, so he just started driving, and he went into some road. I don't know what the hell happened. He decided to turn around. He had to turn around, and he found a mailbox in the back of the tailgate. And the best part was the owner's out there, and he's like, oh no, don't worry. And it was not just a mailbox; it was like this bomb ass.
Yeah, it was like a metal, like armored
mailbox. So I was like, oh, here we go.
Up to me and said, what?
I had that truck for like 10 years and didn't really put any scratches on it, and all of a sudden my knucklehead, which I love dearly, crashes into a mailbox. But Could have been worse, right? Let's see here. Guess the reason I didn't like is I tried it with an EOTech trigger and it didn't work right. Oh, that could be, yeah, that could be for sure. We did a lot of work for CMMG. What's up, gun guy? Yeah, this guy's very knowledgeable. We had him on a chat one night. I don't remember, maybe a couple weeks ago. Hell, maybe it was longer than that. I don't know. Times you want to say are flying. Everybody's stuck at home, but it's hard to even fathom which day is what anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. 9mm, I run the Winchester 127 plus P Ranger. That's a good round. Let's see. Later, Jer. Fresh Fowler's got some thumbs up with a nice cold beer. Let's see. I love my CMG Banshee 9mm Banshee 200 with 8-inch barrel. I had a chance, LZ, to I think you may or may not have seen the review. We did a 45 band. Was it a 45 or a 9? I want to say it was a 45. And that Banshee was really nice. I actually enjoyed it. We had borrowed it from Coda Boy 32. If you guys aren't familiar with Coda Boy 32, which I'm sure you guys all are, because he has like 100 and like I don't even know how many thousand subscribers. Cool dude, hung out with him quite a bit. Bad Billy's running an HST pistol, Winchester PDX shotgun, and a Black Hill 77 grain. For the most part, I just got ARs and pistols loaded, ready to go. That one there, it's basically in a lockbox. You guys probably seen it on a different chat. You just punch in the code, it opens up, and then you can grab it. Inside there's a CZ P10C with an extra mag. And those might just be, I think they're just, I don't know. Let's see. I think it's just regular stuff I had loaded. Yeah, this is just full metal jacket and the extra mag. And probably the same junk. So not worried about it. If you come in my house, I'm just going to put lots of holes in it instead of being out in the middle of public where I need to make sure my shots hurt even more with some type of hollow point. And of course, my little password thing pops up. I gotta figure out how to get rid of that thing. You just need a new computer. I do need a new computer. This one's old. Elster Rifles and Reloading is in the house, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Mr. Todd himself has made his way here. If you guys haven't seen his premiere, he had a cool premiere last night, like at freaking late at night, which is kind of weird, which is awesome. So everybody's stuck at home as well. Let's see. But great content. So go check out Mr. Todd Elster's Rifles and Reloading. Around here, the high school kids drive jacked up trucks and blow diesel smoke everywhere. We call them the Diesel Mafia. Yep. That's
how it is here.
Yeah, we got some of those guys. I'm like, you asshole.
Not
No, not you. You got to roll the windows up. Yeah, no, my truck doesn't have any of that chip shit in it or any of that stuff. It's just bone stock. Looks like an old man truck. Let's see. Screaming rounds up the Glock 17. It runs at 1325. Yeah, that's pretty good. TB's first car was a 68 a Chrysler Newport push button tranny. Yeah. That's like changing the channel. Remember the old school TVs where you click, change the channel? Around here, the high school kids read that one. Screaming around. They're rolling coal, Tim. Yeah, those things, man. There's so much black shit that comes out of those things. Man, so man. Let's see, what did Elfster say? I see you're trying to take the live crown back. That's right, Todd. It's coming back. I'm going to pull it in. I'm pulling it in. Give me my crown back. You need to step up your game. You should just jump on here, fool. Tell me if you want a link. I'll send you one. Let's see. Elster. I will just watch one of the new PSA uppers. Who's that? Who's making noises over here? Kevin. Declan's dad. Let's see. There is nothing wrong with the full metal jackets for defense. No, they work great, especially if you got to penetrate through some walls or something. I don't have a problem with it at all. Let's see. Mario, what's up? Mechanic. What's up, guys? Let's see. Fresh Fowler. Winchester. Quit making one of their best rounds to train and defend. Those are excellent rounds to carry. How many of you guys have had issues with just regular Winchester stuff, whether it's Winchester primers, Winchester white box, Winchester this, Winchester that? I've noticed I've had more issues from that company than probably any other company. But we did shoot all the stuff's in the car still. I believe they're Winchester M22s. I think Winchester makes those. I'm not 100% sure right now, even though we've been shooting them all day. But that stuff seemed to do well, the rimfire stuff, and it was, fairly cheap. I think I bought it probably 10 years ago, but worked out well. But we steer clear, basically Ray's the same way. We steer clear of the Winchester primers. Never had a good luck with that stuff. Text me a link. All right, cool. Give me 1 second, Todd. I will take a picture of the link right now. Invite. Take the picture of the screen and click and send, and off we go. And the Toddster. How long will it take Todd to talk about reloading? Let's see. Now, you heard this, but he's going to forget after a few minutes. And let's see if we can get him to go through a whole chat without reloading stuff. Can it be done? Can it even be possible, ladies and gentlemen? Boys and girls of all ages, is there even a way? Look at that. Mr. Daniel God as my judges here. How are you? Stopping by to see how y'all doing. Mario, I'm doing great, my friend. I hope you are doing just as well or even better. Let's see, no issues with the Winchester except the 380 flat nose runs for shit. In my 380. Let's see. All right, Winchester small pistol primers aren't bad. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see, good luck on that. I bet not. Yep, TB, I'm going to see. We're going to see. Let's start the timer. Maybe TB, you can be in charge of the timer. When you see Todd show up, I'm going to give you the go-ahead. I'm going to tell you start the time. And I'm going to hit the button. He's going to pop in here, and we're going to see how long it takes for Mr. Elster, Rifles and Reloading, to start talking about reloading stuff. Let's see how long it goes. And I want to see you guys put comments down below, like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 1 minute. Maybe 1 minute. We'll see who the winner is. You're going to win. I don't know what you'll win. Maybe you'll win the top of this cap, maybe. I'm going to be sending out the top of this cap to the winner. 0 seconds. He will be reloading. All right, so Daniel has 0, which is pretty good. 2 minutes, Mario says. We're going to find out. Yes, CCI Punisher 69. I like CCI a lot. 3, okay, Captain Shark's really getting detailed. I didn't even know you were in here, buddy. Captain Shark, appreciate you showing up. So we got 45 seconds. Joaquin says 2 minutes 30. Yeah, you guys are dialed in. Okay, so this is going to be
2 seconds.
No, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Tim Davis said. $1, Bob. I'd like to buy a valve for $1. 30 seconds, Jeremy. Just watch this. All right, are you going to be able to time this TB, or should I figure out something else? Because I can do this. I got a phone right here. I can do it. Oh, TB is at work. He's got shit to do. So let's not task him with that. I will do the timing. I don't want TB to get fired. He's probably walking around working and listening to us, and every once in a while typing. So I don't want him to get in trouble. So I'll get the timer ready. And all we got to do is wait for the Elster to show up. Okay, I got the stop. Are we going shooting tomorrow? Now, that's the best question I've heard all day. Well, son, let me tell you, in times like this, we got to shoot, boy. We got to shoot. Your bandwidth is shit tonight. It is there's everybody and their mom on YouTube or on whatever internet, whatever's going on. Is your sister on something?
No, we don't use Wi-Fi because it's slow.
Yes, it is slow.
And we have unlimited.
But see, she has the Wi-Fi.
No,
on her
I
phone
turn
on.
mine off every morning.
Does she do it though? Does she do it?
Yes, she does. I told Mom and Amber to get off of it
Ooh,
before.
you told Mom to?
Yeah, I asked her.
You crazy. I like the Winchester primers, never had a problem, but I did just score some Remington small rifle primers. All right.
Can you give me a haircut?
$20. That's for 1,000. That's good, Les. Todd, what is your hottest load you ever made? He's not even here yet. That's a freaking awesome question, though. That'll get him right in here. Let's see. Lots of dry practice with pistol. Yeah, dry practice is great. Dry firing is an easy, cheap way to stay on your best game. Let him shoot the T. No, I don't want him to shoot that. That thing hurt like a freaking mule. You need to get him used to shooting a compound now as well. He has a compound right there, but it's like a kid's version. Boy, I say, we're gonna shoot today. Foghorn. There you go, DW. You are on it. You are on it. What the hell happened to Todd? Elfster, where is he? I gave him the thing. He no show up. Usually I send him the picture and he can jump in here. Maybe he's getting ready. Maybe he's getting all his stuff set up. He's a very detail-oriented gentleman, so he's probably got his screen in the back going. I think it's taking a bit for your pic to come through with the link. Oh, that's probably what the hell's going on here. All right.
Wi-Fi on your phone.
Wait, I need
Never do that.
Never do that. Never, never, ever. Okay, so it's my ass holding it up here. So what's the best one? Oh, I just heard it go through. Oh, that was okay. Should have worked.
It's going as a text message. Turn your Wi-Fi.
All right, here. You drive this thing. That's why you got young kids that know what the hell they're doing. So he needs this part right here.
Yeah.
So the phone service here sucks ass though. I don't know how.
No, it doesn't. See, it just sent.
It did?
Got it. See?
Got it.
How quick that was?
No, that couldn't have been it.
Yes, it was.
No, that was the other one. I don't know. Whatever, damn kid. Good job, son. A good job, boy. I say, a good job, boy. Prove us wrong, I guess. He's in the makeup chair. No, I don't think Todd has makeup, but he does have a nice screen in the back. Says Elster's Rifles and Reloading, and he's all dialed in. He's ready to go. Get ready to let him run the CZ with the fun switch. Oh yeah, that'd be. He's actually ran a few. He's comes with me sometimes to raise, and usually this was about a year. How long ago was it when you were shooting the full auto stuff?
That was a year ago.
About a year ago, so he had a chance to try out a couple. I don't remember which ones they were, but yeah, he liked that as well. Let's see, proved us wrong, I guess. The can shatter. I got to shoot my suppressor today again, which was cool. It isn't locked down, but Ray has babysitting authority over it, which is awesome. It means I get to shoot it once in a while, and a lot of fun. Rick, update. Things are so bad. I had to cut my own hair Saturday in the fit of rage. It is bad. I have the same problem. Normally,
Mine's worse.
Yeah, yours is worse. It's long, but we were all running around shaggy. We were running shaggy. I had to shave my neck. The part that drives me the most crazy is like when you get the hair, where you have like either a square or round in the back, and then there's all that shit that grows on the side of your neck. Drives me freaking nuts. And then these things, I got my little wings here so I can fly around. I hate that shit. Drives me nuts. Can't stand it, but I am going to try to get my hair cut somehow soon. So when are you going back to work? Daniel, I'm not. As of right now, I have no plans of going back to work until this shit is done. I actually got furloughed, so I've been laid off, which is crazy. Haven't had to say that in like 31 years. But it is what it is, and I understand why they're doing it. And when things get better, basically they're still paying for my benefits, and but I'm not getting a check anymore, so that kind of sucks. So we're gonna have to tighten up things around the house a little bit, but it is what it is. And there you go. Gun guy said, "Screw it, cut his hair. I keep my hair clean shaved." There you go. Yeah, TV's got. Maybe we'll all get a haircut like TV. Oh, look, Rick is live again. Armamenting into axes, Mr. Chris, the man, the myth. Let's see. Can't wait to get my dang silencer coat made. That's going to be so nice. Fresh flower. Good choice. Good choice. What I missed, did Rick hit out to 1,000? No, I hit out to 700 yards with a 22 long rifle. Yep, you heard it right. A 22 long rifle out of the Ruger RPR. So that was freaking badass. My son hit 500 yards on a tiny little target at 500. Twice? Was it twice?
I think so. Not in a row.
Not in a row, but twice. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. Charge the kid rent. No, he's a good kid. Does a lot of work around here. DW, guess who's not? Where is the hell is Elster at? I'm waiting for his funniness. What? Oh, what's up, Pops? How you doing, buddy? Tell there he is.
Hey, Pops.
Here we go. Let me get the timer set up. Hold on one sec. Did you tell him hi?
Yeah.
Say hi, Pops. All right, let's get the timer set up before I bring him on here. And go.
Hey, I'm
There
sorry.
he is.
I'm too busy reloading right now to listen to what you have to say. Sorry.
7 seconds. 7.44 seconds.
I'm just busy reloading for my vast collection. I don't know where to start reloading.
Well, I appreciate you showing up. It's always fun to talk. Yeah, I figured I said it would have been better if I could have somehow banned you from the thing for 5 minutes and then told everybody. It'd have been freaking cool as hell.
Yeah,
so much fun.
It does say rifles and reloading here, so
it does. That's right.
It is pretty hard for me not to talk about reloading. I guess
that's true. That's right. And then these guys are all typing in, "What is the best recipe for blah blah?"
Yeah,
blah.
no shit. Where's the other half?
They were setting you up for that.
Where's the other half?
Yeah, I sent him a link. I didn't want to bug him. His awesome father is somewhere. He's at the house hanging out with them, so I didn't want to take time away from him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He has the link, so if maybe he gets bored, he'll jump on here. But I'm pretty sure they know I'm live because I have this funny feeling they're probably watching me right about now.
I'm going to text him right now, actually. I'm going to text him and tell him to get his ass on here.
You won't have to because he knows that we're on live right now, actually.
Yeah, but it's just...
Text him. Go ahead, bug his ass. Get it. Get it. Bug him. Bug him.
Just like
everybody to text 1-888-555-1234. Right.
He's probably too busy building that platform of yours.
Oh, that platform is done. It's freaking awesome.
That is nice, man. That is sharp. What? I mean, sit there and shoot prone. You got a little bench in the back. That's really nice.
Oh, the bench is probably the best part of that whole dang thing because it's somewhere to sit, man. It's usually we're laying down, prone, and then we'd have to stand up or sit on the top of or on the Ranger or something. But the chair is especially for a spotter, he can sit there and spot everybody's shots. It's pretty cool, especially when you're shooting 22. You can't barely even see the hole with those stupid things.
X-Ring probably just did that so you could admire him while he shot.
Could be. We talking about Smack will jump on here. I know that much. Let's see.
I'm texting him right now. I'm telling him to get his ass on here.
There you go. I will still be afraid to go to the barber after this is over. Tim Davis. Don't let him get to the beard. See, I'm trying to be Tim Davis. I figured out that Tim Davis, he is a smart man, And you have some smartness here, so I'm trying to grow a little smartness, but it's all gray. But I figured I don't have to wear a mask right now. I don't have to like be officially ready to jump into a ball of fire. So I'm pretty much grow my face out for at least it's driving me freaking bats because I've had to shave my face ever since I started working in the fire service. So it's like
you should grow a really creepy mustache, like a little.
Oh, I can't grow a mustache for nothing to save my life. Like I just might as well put this on here. Like that's this part. I can't grow this part, you know. And I can't even be like an old school porn style like mustache. I can't get it. It's horrible. But I can grow a couple. You know, my butt chin hairs right here.
It's like some teenager peach fuzz.
Yeah, I need to drink. I don't know, something. Maybe coffee is what gives you a thick beard.
Well, I texted that son of a gun. We'll see if he jumps on.
Through Jack's camera. There's Nina. How's it going? Appreciate you showing up. Yeah. Hey, 700 yards, 22 long rifle.
Are you really like
baby?
How many shots did that take, or was it just
like 15? I think it took a lot.
Well, if it takes 15, I don't know if that really counts, buddy.
Well, you should have seen the wind we were shooting this shit in.
Really, I suppose just the mild wind probably takes a couple mil of adjustment. I'm sure
you couldn't even see the target in the reticle. I was aiming 30 feet above in the trees, 30 to 40 feet above in the trees.
What was the total mil adjustment on that?
I have no idea because I was completely out. Plus, I was on a tree about 30 feet high. Plus, every mil I wasn't even mils, it was MOS, all the way cranked up. All the way the reticle, there was no target to even look at. I had to use the branch. I had to use branches. So I'd go to one branch and I'd be like, you're 4 feet low. So I'd go to the next branch, fire one off. Okay, you need to go over 1.5 feet to the right. So I'd go on the same branch over 1.5 feet to the right, squeeze another one off.
Oh my God. What ammo was that?
And I can't even be super, I am super excited, but freaking X-Ring hit it 3 times in a row. I'm a year's fucking asshole. It was so awesome to watch that. It was
with Ultra Match or what?
Huh?
Was that with Ultra Match?
No, you want to know the funny part of this? So I had a huge box of M22, and I'm like, let's just smoke this box. Who cares if it takes 500 rounds? Let's just get rid of this thing. And we shot. It was fun. My son shot out to 500 yards on a 6-inch target. He hit that twice. I was the 22 long rifle.
Oh my God!
He went up to 700, no problem, on the 10-inch target at 700 with the Creedmoor, the 6.5 Creedmoor. He was on top of his game today. And Ray did some awesome instructional thing. Basically taught him everything about a MILRAD versus MOA on the way there. He's driving like this, and he's using his arm, and he's like, "This is the rifle, the steering wheel, and this is this." And he's doing all. And my son, he was just soaking it in like a sponge. He actually
I'd be curious to what minute of angle adjustment you guys were doing at 700 yards. I know when I shot.
Here, I can tell you 500 yards. So it was all the way to 40. Was it 40?
So the 22?
Yeah.
It was 45. 45 and
30
to do.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. I don't remember. Hopefully, it gets on here. It was cranked all the way up. I think it was 40. It was MOA, and then I had to go down to 32.
Well, you probably had 60 minutes on the reticle and probably another 30 on. I'm sorry, 30 on the reticle and 60 on the turret. So probably 90 plus. Probably.
Plus, there's 30 MOA built into that rifle.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. So.
And that's at 500 yards.
Yeah.
It's 951.
Huh. Wow, that's insane, man. I know when I shot mine at 300 yards, that took 51 minutes of angle. So that's I can't even imagine. I've never shot past 300 yards, but I'm sure 500.
It was fun. It was so much fun.
Yeah. And it's fun shooting those, isn't it? When you can
shot 1,400 yards with the 6.5 Creedmoor, because I haven't been out past 1,000 with that cartridge. Which with that rifle, I haven't been past 700 because we haven't gone back to Clinton House. But I did shoot 1,000 yards with the 223 and the 6.5. Other than that, I don't have much long range experience. Yeah. But I would have been so excited. I was excited as if I would have hit with a 6.5 Creedmoor like at 14 or 1,600 yards.
I
I
know.
was like, holy crap, I got it. Because it was like you're in the trees and you're just pointing at shit, like different branches.
I know when we shot at the Clinton house during the PSA event, we were shooting that 6.5 Creedmoor at a mile. That took 81 minutes of angle. So
yeah, it was. I had a great time. My son did an amazing job. I think that was the most exciting part, was watching my son hit. 500 yards with a 22 long rifle, and then also the 6.5 out to 7.
yeah,
And those targets, the one target at 700 is tiny. It's like a 3-inch head on it, and then like a 10-inch body. So it's a small target.
So did you say you just got one of your cans out of jail or what?
No, it's not out of jail. Just the scope. The actual suppressor that showed up was my Thunder Beast, the Ultra 7 and 30. And X-Ring he's able to hold on to that because
he's
of
a SOT.
Yeah, and his so he gets to hold on to it, so I actually get to shoot it while it's in jail. So it's not officially mine. I'm still waiting for all the paperwork to go through and all that stuff. All right, man.
Nice.
So through Jack's camera, we have been plinking. I plink a lot lately. Bald and Curious, what's up, Mr. Bald and Curious? And of course, you are saying even broken clock is right twice a day. Yeah, that's you cranky bald man. You. Let's see.
So it sounds like Ray's trying to get a Tika T1X, huh?
Yeah, he is trying to get one. He wants to do a video and kind of compare it against the Ruger and some of the other ones as well.
Yeah, it's what I was initially going to get was a Tika T1X. But at that time they were in lockdown. They couldn't get them over here for some reason from wherever they ship from. And I just ended up settling on that Ruger Precision rifle. I'm actually glad I did. I mean, it shoots freaking amazing. I'm pretty happy with it. Like you said, I watched that video of yours and it's like that stock is not overly impressive. If they would have made the stock just like the regular RPRs, they would have knocked that thing out of the park. I wouldn't have mind spending an extra $40 for it.
Yeah,
I would have spent that all day long to get a decent stock on it.
I think it's gonna work perfectly fine for us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it just gives it that feel of like flimsy.
It's not
that it is flimsy, but when you're looking at it, you're like, man, that's the weak link right there, right? Right as it comes down, you're like, if it's gonna break, it's gonna probably be right there. Yeah, is what I'm thinking. But it is tough.
The only RPR that you have is a 6.5 Creedmoor, right?
The only RPR that I have is just that 22 long rifle.
That's it. I thought you had a 6.5 Creedmoor. Huh.
I do in a Tika.
Oh, a Tika.
Yeah, and I love that gun. That thing shot lights out today.
Yeah, I got a 6.5 RPR, and then I have the 243, the Gen 1, before they got rid of the 243 and they switched over to the 6 Creedmoor. But sounds like I was talking to Ray, and he's working on his reloads for his 6 Creedmoor too. Sounds like. So was he shooting those today?
He did. He only made up, I don't remember exactly how many rounds. I think he said like 30 or something like that. And he basically went to the kind of the end of the spectrum. I think it was 41.5, I think was his favorite. I don't know if that's the right numbers or not, but it was on the higher end. But he wants to bump it up a hair more. He thinks he can he actually had a lot of fun. You could tell. I didn't want to give away his video, but he did really well with that hotter round. It did a lot better than the stock stuff. Yeah.
Well, hopefully he gets that. I'd like to check that out. I was talking to him yesterday about. Well, he was asking me about my pet load for my 243, and the 6 Creedmoor is pretty much a 243, but with a steeper shoulder on the datum line or the shoulder of the brass. It's just exact same bullet. And my 243 is just insanely accurate. I mean, I got a pet load developed for that averages in the 0.6s for a 6x5 target. I mean, it's just insane. And especially for a Gen 1 RPR, I'm pretty happy with it. So it sounds like you got your Lyman powder drop thing squared away, or do you not?
No, I did. I did. I just need to. Well, you guys keep talking about this AR. Is it AR?
For a powder drop?
Yeah.
Oh, A&D.
A what?
The AD 120i.
Yes. So I actually looked into that stuff, and I'm like, holy heck, this thing looks nice. Like the
It is the best. I mean, it's
so I did not buy the Lyman 6. I haven't bought anything. I actually had to borrow one of Ray's Charge Masters yesterday, so me and my son can reload some ammo last night. And I gave it back to him this morning when we met back up. But I was like, man, I kind of want to go that route, but right now I'm going to hold off and see what the world entails. What's up, Nick Knox from Korea? How are you, my friend? Tell Rick to pull some string.
You can get that that A&D. God, I can't remember the name of the company, but you can get the scale, the powder drop, and the trickler all as a package.
Yeah, it's called the V3, I think.
Yeah, and the V3, and it comes with an app that you can put right on your phone.
Yeah, that looked cool.
It is so nice. I mean, and it's accurate within 0.02 grains. It's not like a Prometheus that's right down to the kernel, but this thing is like close. Yeah. It's a close
way
second.
Better than what you can normally get.
Oh yeah, way better than a Charge Master by far.
Yeah, and what Ray's diamond scale does, it almost looks identical.
Mm-hmm.
That thing plugs into it drops into a diamond scale per se.
Yeah,
and it has the trick on the side. I'm like, this thing is freaking awesome, man.
I mean, I got 2 Charge Masters right here.
Yeah.
I got these on. If you look for a decent deal, you can usually get these for about, I don't know, I'm going to guess probably $275 is a really good deal. Anything under 300, anything under 300 is a pretty decent deal. And if you get 2 of them like that, you can obviously drop powder twice as fast.
Yeah, nice.
But that A&D, man, I'd love to get that, but I'm like, these serve me just fine. I just don't feel the need to upgrade.
Well, see, and my thing is the one that I have, because I had a really I normally did pistol rounds, and I just started getting in this rifle reloading thing, so I never really had a nice trickle scale and all that fancy stuff. I was weighing with this stuff for my Dillon 650, just confirming everything's good.
Yep.
Donald Helm says Sartorius. I don't know what he's answering. It's got to be something good in there. Great chat as always, Rick. Got to bounce. Steel Punisher. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Let's see. Akeley improved. Same. Heard the 280 Akeley improved. Not 243. Have to check it out. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of that. Maybe Todd, you might have some info on that.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
You got a comment in here. I'm not familiar with this, so I'm not sure. Heard the 280 Ackley approved, but not the 243. I have to check that out. I don't know. There's some comments in here about that.
Yeah, it's just, they have a 243 AI too, Ackley improved. It's just, it's all preference. There's no, 243 is actually an amazing round. I mean, I know a lot of people use it for deer hunting because it's soft shooting, but it's easy reach out to 1,000 yards without blinking an eye. And it's actually rather accurate. That 243 AI is just a little bit steeper a shoulder on the brass, somewhat similar to a 6 Creedmoor. I know someone is asking in here, what's my load for my 6.5 RPR?
Hey, Todd, you tell them that, give some detailed information, and that'll give me time to piss out this sweet tea I just had. All right, you good with that?
Yep, that works for me, man.
All right.
So I know someone out there was asking in regards to my 6.5 Creedmoor, and I don't load it extremely hot, but this is my RPR pet load. I don't know if you can make this out or not, but that's what I typically load my 6.5 Ruger precision rifle that has a Krieger barrel on it. And it's not, I wouldn't say that's an extremely hot load. I would say that's just below maximum. But I'm a huge fan of the 142 grain SMKs. I've tried the Hornady ELDs and that, and at least in that particular firearm, it just doesn't like to shoot that well. But, obviously I'm usually with 6.5 and 6mm pills, a huge fan of H4350. And that's with a very, very small jump. I mean, that jump is that bullet's damn near touching or damn near jammed into the lands. So it is a very minute amount of jump. And obviously I'm using H4350, which is not so sensitive to temperature. I don't know if I can do this with the headsets on, but I usually load up H4350. I got jugs and jugs of this, probably, I'm going to guess 30 pounds, H4350. I know some of you guys are really trying to get your hands on this market. I apparently took it all.
Give me that.
So,
42 grams to 4350 under 143 LJ. Yeah, Baldwin Curious, he has a nice RPR. It's the red version. 6.5 Creedmoor. Definitely a nice looking rifle as well.
yeah, I got that jump really down to next to nothing. It's damn near touching the lands. I mean, I tested it on the bolt, and I mean, it is literally, I can feel it right on that bolt. It's a pretty stiff bolt. And you can play around with the lands. If you ever close a bolt on a bolt action rifle and it's really stiff, it's either two things. Either you have very little to no headspace, your headspace is next to nothing, or your bullet is already in contact with the lands, or is actually jammed in the lands. And I know some guys, they actually prefer to jam the bullet into the lands. And it's, usually they're like bench rest rifle shooters, or they're going for the most ultimate precision, but that's just something you got to test. And I would recommend doing like starting at 20 thousandths and doing increments of 5 down to touching the lands.
Okay.
But it's just, you got to test it. And some firearms like Remingtons and Weatherbees love a humongous jump. So it's just all about testing. But jumps come in my last. It's usually it's picking a bullet first, see what prints the best, and then playing with powder drops, and then after that playing with jumps. So
well, and I noticed, so how I started off with the 6.5, which this is very short because I've just been using this for this year, is I had picked up, basically started with 100 rounds, reloaded those, and then progressed the last few months. So I'm at a total of 400 rounds. If everything's loaded up, I have 400 rounds of 6.5 Creedmoor done. Now I'm on a rotation, and I'm not doing very well at the rotation because all the boxes are blue. I don't know which one's what. It's been loaded. Now I know that my barrel after today, I think we shot 90 rounds through the 6.5. So I'm right over 400, maybe like I'm going to guess because I have to look at my data book to see how many I'm at. But I'm probably like at 400, say 20 rounds shot. So the reason why I haven't annealed yet, and we've talked about this, and it's time, but the problem is I basically had 400 rounds. My barrel's only shot 400 rounds, give or take maybe 10, 20. I don't know unless I look at my sniper data book. But so I know those rounds are not being smoked a bunch. I haven't shot like, in order to go through 400 rounds and to really be on the third thing, I'd be like, 1,200 rounds per se, right? So, but I don't know which ones are which, so I need to go back and start doing the annealing process.
you're talking about the amount of fires on your brass, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I know, but let's see, today I noticed that I had a few that were tight in the chamber. Now those could have been, because there was a few where I let my buddy shoot them out of their rifle because they needed to sight something in or wanted to try the load. And it might have been just case formed to their rifle. And when I re-neck size, I didn't bring it down. So I basically, in all actuality, I should have took those rounds and kind of kept them separate because everything floated well, when I was cycling the bolt. But there was a few I had to, kind of crank a little down on. So I kind of wish I would have kept those separate so I knew just to basically go ahead and
one of the worst mistakes you can make when you're first starting out reloading is you get a big batch of brass. Like you get 1,000 pieces of Lake City brass. And I see this time and time again as guys will size the whole freaking thing, the whole 1,000 pieces, and you're sizing that to a set headspace. And I used to do that too when I first started out. What you should be doing is pulling out the amount that you really need. If you only need 100 pieces, pull 100 out of the 1,000 and resize it for that headspace. And then keep track of the amount of fires that are on that batch of a 100. so you can keep track of how many fires on it. You don't have too many fires on it, so you have to worry about case head separation and stuff like that, or definitely the life of the brass in general. But
see, tell me a better way if you know it. So like green is basically me. So like when there's Sam, there's Ray shooting, and we were all shooting 6.5 at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Ray had a black line and Sam had a red line and so on, so at the end of the day, I knew this was mine because it was green.
Yep.
And I put it in my box. But now we tried yesterday. Yeah, last night when my son and I were reloading. So I'm basically putting another color on here. So like it would look like this one, just so I know. So it's a green with blue.
Yep. I usually mark the neck. So I'll usually
neck.
Yep, right across the neck. So while all my pieces of brass are in my tray.
So you know how many times they've been shot before you got to kneel? I know you probably kneel each.
Because usually, unless you put your rounds upside down, but if you got it in a tray, usually your bullets are sticking up and you want to see the color coordination. So for example, this is like, I'm actually going to do it in this reloading series. If you've been watching that PSA 18-inch series, and this is that info card. Well, first and foremost, I know what the 55 grain the 55 grain with a cannelure is going to be. That's a full metal jacket. I can easily decipher that between that and the rest of them. But this VMAX here is going to be damn near, they'll look identical. One's 55 grain, one's 60 grain. And I definitely will need to color coordinate that. So I'll probably put a red stripe on the neck on that one, a blue stripe on the 60 grain. And then the boat tail hollow points are going to look about the same, 68 grain and 75 grain. So what I'll probably do is probably to put a green swipe on this one and probably some different color on that. And then what I'll do is, say, for example, this has a green color coordination on it. While those 10 pieces are in the tray, I'm going to take that green marker and I'm going to just swipe it right down the neck on all 10. So while it's in the tray, I just take that marker and go whoop, and I'm done.
Across those ones. Zing.
Yep. And then I easily see it in the tray. So I know for a fact when I'm pulling the green ones out that it's going to be this particular load here with a 75 grain boat tail hollow point.
How do you keep track of what your round count is on that piece of brass?
So you see in my info card here. So the very first thing here is once fired. So on the info card that goes in the ammo box, this says once fired. So when I reload this again, this will change to 2F, 2 fired. When I reload it again, it's going to be 3F, 3 fired. And then every time I reload, and that's why I said don't reload. If you get 1,000 pieces of Lake City brass, don't resize the entire 1,000 pieces, because you might get a different firearm. It might have a completely different headspace. And what you just did is just resized 1,000 pieces of brass at one headspace. And then you went and sold your firearm that has a completely different headspace. And so what I'll do is with this info card, I'll just keep track of that. And matter of fact, I keep track of that. This is my brass storage. And for example, this one piece, this bag of 223, this says once fired on it, right? I bet I got some brass in here that's got probably 2 or 3 fires. This will say,
hey, Otter.
Now this one says 223 range pick. The reason why I put range picked on is because whenever you pick brass at the range, you don't know how many fires are on that.
Yeah.
When I'm firing stuff and I know that brass is on its last leg, I will let it drop on the ground, and you might walk by and pick it up, and that brass could easily have be on its last leg, and it could easily have 6 fires on it. And you pick it off the ground and you shoot that, you could run into case head separation. Like this one here has 2 fires on the brass, so you can see I'm putting 2F. It's up there, Ray.
How are you doing? I don't know if the internet's good here, but we'll try it.
It looks good to me, buddy. So I will purposely put my brass in different bags here, and I will label it. So, especially if it's Lake City brass, which is supposedly supposed to be once fired, you know, I will put that all on those bags, and I bet, I don't know, I gotta have
Whoops.
5,000
Yeah.
pieces here. So, anyways, that's what I do. I just use Ziploc bags to
That's
store
cool.
the amount of fires in the brass. So,
What's up, Doug B, Jackson, Black Sheep, Dog, Tony G? Yeah, trying to keep it organized. That's the tough part, I guess.
and then this is just 223 brass. That's just 223, and I bet I got it, I don't know, 10,000 pieces in there, and they're all organized by the type and how many fires are on it. This is 6.5 Creedmoor. I got one over here with 308 or 7.62, and you know, it's just how sorry, I still got my damn glasses on for my live reloading event.
Yeah, TV glasses on.
Yeah.
My name is Todd.
Yeah.
I reload.
So I suppose you don't want to spill the beans on your reloads there, huh, Ray?
I just released the video. There was actually some guys that left the chat to go check the video out.
I got to check that out.
Said you had released a video.
Well, my phone was locked up because it was uploading, so I couldn't get on the chat, but I was watching it. You were right. I was watching it. So
I knew you were watching. I saw a name up there, and I said, "Oh, I know something's happening right now."
Yeah. No, it was a really good day at the range. I'm sure you guys heard that from Rick, but we had a great time, and I was really more excited about getting. Okay, so truth be known, I was very disappointed with the 6mm Creedmoor when it first came in. But guys had already told me, if you're going to use box ammunition, the ELD match, you're not going to have any advantage over the 6.5 Creedmoor unless you hand load. And that's exactly what I found out was that exact fact. The 6mm,
because you're just not loading hot enough.
Yeah, they're not pushing enough velocity, and you're shooting such a light bullet. You know, even it's a 108 that it was getting pushed a lot more by the wind at only 700 yards as compared to the 6.5. So I texted you last night just to kind of get an idea on the pet load, because I've talked to some other guys on what was safe. I don't want to blow up my gun or anything. But I also didn't have the time to do a ladder test or anything. I just wanted to kind of get something that was, 90% and just see where it went. So I took some H4350 last night, and I loaded 10 rounds at 41 grains. And I didn't do any run out, no anything, just pretty much semi-standards, just to see if I could breach that 3,000 feet per second velocity. And then I did 20 rounds at 41.5, which is a lot of guys in the hide that have had a lot of luck with that. And so I shoot the 41 grain, shoot a group at 100 yards, and if you watch the video, it's okay. I mean, it's nothing great at all.
Yeah.
So those 10 were gone in no time, but the velocity was only like 2960. And I was like, well, that's still not there. So I put the 41.5 in it, and I recorded everything. I mean, I got videos from the Tacticam. I got it all on there. And those are over 3,000. Matter of fact, it was 3,000, 3,009, 3,012. I mean, my standard deviations are low because I took time loading it. But it was magical today. I mean, at 700 yards, I was holding 3.4 mils, and it was just bang, 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 bang. And I was like, now I see the magic.
Yeah.
So, you're excited.
Did you print any groups at 100 yards with that then, or is that in the video?
Well, yeah, I did at 41 with the 41.5. And like I said, I wasn't really taking my time, but I just wanted to get 3 out there and really more for the chronograph. And it was a half MOA group.
Nice.
And that's, can I make it smaller? Probably, but I don't think I'm done yet. My goal here is to try to get it up to above 3,100 feet per second. I'm not seeing any pressure signs whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they said that's when the real magic happens.
Yeah. No crater primers or anything.
Nothing. Matter of fact, I actually showed in the video a whole handful of them, showing everyone the backs of them. There was one that had a little light ejector swipe, but I mean, it was so light you could barely even tell.
Primer's not flattening out or nothing.
You're just starting to get losing a little bit of that curve on the primer, but nothing close.
Mhm.
So,
Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to check. I'll check that out the second we're done here.
yeah, it was freaking 20 minutes long on that video, and I was trying to make it shorter, but I couldn't release any content. But
Mhm.
your video last night was awesome. I like that. I could tell the post production you spent a lot of time with it.
Yeah, I spent a lot of editing time on that. That's for
No
sure.
doubt. I like your views with the scope, and then it'd go and then straight in.
Yeah, that's that DaVinci Resolve, man. I'm getting
What was
really
the velocity, Ray?
yeah.
What's that?
What was the velocity?
A little over 3,000. He said
Yeah,
almost
just
30
over
10.
3,000 feet per second. That's the
Yeah.
108. Now, I've read that a lot of guys are shooting. Excuse me, let me grab some glasses here because the comment's so small I can't read it. I'm on my phone because I can't get on the computer. Everybody's on Netflix right now. A lot of guys are using the 115, and I do want to order some of those, try them. But that 108 ELD match, there's a lot of guys using that with a lot of success as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried the ELDs in my 243, and I just couldn't get any luck with them. I had to the second I went to SMKs, the groups literally cut in half, and before I even play with powder drops, I mean literally cut right in half. And like that target I sent you, that 6x5 averaged in the 0.6s for 30 rounds shot consecutively.
Yeah.
So I mean and that's just a Ruger precision rifle. I mean, it's not like an international. What barrel do you have on that again?
I put a Proof Research in the Accuracy International. It's not the carbon wrap because there were none available.
Yeah.
I do have one on order, but it's going to be a while before they start cutting them.
Yeah. What length was that?
24 inch.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. God, I wish we could show firearms, man.
It was the wind today, and Rick will tell you. I know he can probably hear us, but we don't have his mic on. But the wind today was pretty brutal. Yeah. I took some videos of the flags and stuff, and they're just literally just full flapping like this.
Wow. Yeah, I wish I lived closer to you guys. I would love to shoot with you guys. I think that'd be a blast.
Oh yeah, likewise. But yeah, I mean for us to be able to go out there and there was nobody else out there, it was just an awesome day.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll definitely check out that video when we get done here. Yeah, I'm playing with that PSA 5.56, the FM barrel, and it's all right out of the gate. I think they got one group at 0.9, and but that was with a 60 grain bullet out of a 1-in-7 twist. So I mean, I can't wait to get a 68 or 75 grain in there. I think it will really shrink those groups down. So
yeah, no doubt. But right out of the gate, I watched the 55 grainers, then you went to the 60s. But no, that was good.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on right now. Actually, I went live tonight, and I had to bump the headspace back a little bit more because I was a little impatient, and I bumped the headspace back compared to my other NATO 5.56 rifles. And then I fire formed that brass with the PSA 5.56, and it was actually about 0.02 of an inch difference. And maybe I'm being a little too anal, but that's just me. We're kind of the same that way. I think you're very surgical in everything you do, and the same thing goes for me with my reload. So.
Yeah, it took me a while to load that ammo up last night, and that's why I was slow getting back to you, because one of them, when I was texting back and forth, I double charged one, and it was flowing out of the funnel. And I was like, look, get your head in the game, do your job.
So did you do the 20,000 jump then, or what did you do?
No, I actually took the ogive readings off factory ammo. Like I said, I wanted to keep it as close to factory.
Yep.
And then I'll start working it up from there. I just needed to see what kind of velocities I'm getting, which I know that's going to change as you start running the bullet out. But I've got to be able to load magazines too.
Yeah, but you didn't check it with a bullet comparator or nothing.
What's that?
Oh, you didn't check your jump with the bullet comparator on that particular barrel?
No, I don't have a 6mm case right now, and I like I said, it was rushed last minute, just get something together. I just picked up the dies, and I was like, well, let's just right now, and I've never done it this way. I'm like, let's just go for velocity and see where we're at.
Yep. Well, cool. I can't wait to check out that video, man. I'm sure it's epic, like most of your videos. So
no, I appreciate that, but honestly, I mean, as little as I did as far as reloading for it, I was dang impressed. So I know it's only going to get better.
Was old Rick muting his What are you talking to
I
your
think
other
he's
girlfriend
talking to his son. No, he's still on mute. So there
Yeah.
he goes.
Yeah, wait
Yeah,
till
I was.
wait till you see this this new know your limits target I got. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can.
A new one?
Let me see if I can get this on
I
video
actually
here.
love that freaking thing. I was telling Ray I want one of those.
So you've seen probably the rimfire one here.
Oh,
So-
don't tell me there's a 6.
So this is the rimfire edition.
Is there a
right?
center fire one?
I'll get a load of the center fire one.
Oh,
It's-
you suck.
So I got. I'll see if I can spin this around even more.
Oh, I
So-
see them all on the floor now.
So I
Let me
got
click on you.
the upper bar. So I got the upper bar and the legs. So I got the upper bar and the two legs.
This one.
And then here's the hangers. So the gong hangers right there. I don't know if you can make that out or not, but here's the gong hangers. And then so here's the gong hangers, the upper bar, and the upper bar, rather than plastic sleeves, it's got metal spacer sleeves. It's got a replacement bar for this, and then the two legs. And then I got my freaking studio freaking lighting on here. Let me shut this off here. And then it comes with these it comes with a see here, it comes with an 8-inch 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And it should be freaking phenomenal. I can't wait to get that thing together.
Is that the same company?
Yep. So that's shooting targets .7. shootingtarget7.com. So I should have that video up here. And he's not selling them yet. He was hoping to have them going by now. But obviously with the COVID BS that's going on.
I want to see that thing go. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it with multiple firearms. Like obviously, most AKs are probably a 3 to 4 minute of angle firearms. Obviously, 4 minutes of angle at 100 yards is 4 minutes. The biggest gong on this is 8.
That's 2.
And obviously, the smallest one is 2. So I think even for an AK, trying to hit that 2-inch gong, even at 100 yards, I think it'd be pretty fun. And actually hit this with a 7.62 by 39 round. I think it should make it spin pretty good. Now, my 6x5 Creedmoor is a whole different ball of wax. It's a half minute of angle. And, to that 2-inch gong at 200 yards is going to be 1 minute of angle. So I'm going to have to push it out a little bit further than that. I'm probably going to have to push it out to more like, probably like 400 yards. I think that'd be a half minute of angle at 400 yards in that smallest gong. That'd be a pretty 400 to 500 yards or something like my RPR 6.5 Creedmoor. I think that'd be a good challenge. So just depending on what I'm shooting, I think it'd be pretty cool. So and then I plan on shooting with my Tika T3X CTR 308. That should hit that gong pretty hard. I should flip it around pretty solid. So I'm going to probably shoot that around, I don't know, probably the same 400 or 500 yards. But I'm hoping to have that video up here soon. But like he said, you shouldn't shoot it with anything that is approaching 3,000 feet per second at 100 yards because it will pit the steel. But he says, you know what? Most people don't give a crap anyway. So I plan on banging this up too with my 223, probably around 300 or 400 yards. So I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So
my favorite is watching you do the rimfire one, and I think it's the third one. It's either the third target or the fourth target. It has like the perfect sound, and it hauls ass. Yeah,
that is fun, man. If you do you have a know your limits target there, Ray?
No, he doesn't either.
You got to get one. They are so fun.
We'd be shooting them at 400
I've
yards.
shot a lot of them in competition, and usually when I get about to that half minute, basically, I'm like, I'm good. Right here's good. I'll take the points because the way they do it in competition, you get a point for every one, but you lose all points if you miss.
If you miss, yep. Yeah.
And so it's like, I'll take it to there, and that's good enough if I'm feeling pretty confident. But the last couple of sniper matches I've shot, that's the way they've always had one out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm really looking for that. He's going to have that for sale here soon. It's just like I said, the COVID BS is kind of screwing up his manufacturing right now with his employees, but he should have that out here, I would guess, probably in the next month or so. I think he said.
What's the price point on it?
I can't say. He mentioned something. He said not to mention it, but it's going to be very affordable. I would say it's more than affordable. So especially for what you're getting with, 3/8 AR. 3/8 AR500 zinc plated gongs, so you can just leave it outside. And obviously the legs are replaceable with conduit pipe, and all the fasteners, the hangers. Let me grab the hangers here. So here's one of the hangers, and he says it will take a direct hit, and it's a 1/4 of an inch AR 500 zinc plated, and it's obviously it hangs like this, and I'll see if I can grab one of the plates here. Hold on.
So it doesn't look like it's going to spin all the way around like the old one. Like it's going to swing.
Try and do this with freaking headsets. It's next to impossible. But so it goes like this, and then there's a part that goes through here that you carries bolt this on, so it still angles off, and it will deflect the bullets down, but it'll hit hard enough so it still rotates. I'm curious to see this monster swing a 7-inch, but they got an 8-inch, so you're really gonna have to smack that really good to see if that actually spins around.
Right, Todd? I don't see those flying all over. I don't know.
I don't know. It just depends on what you. I mean,
it depends on what you hit it with, right?
You give me a 3.38 Lapua, I'm sure I'll spin that bitch around easily.
I just have a hole in it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to that, and we'll see how much I can spin that. And I think even at 100 yards, just screwing around with an AK, I think that'd be a lot of fun, especially with like a 4-minute angle firearm like an AK. So,
Mr. Bojangles.
Did you put that in there?
Yeah, today's the first day that Rick's ever actually tried the Bojangles chicken. He always gets the tenders, which is the chicken, but he never gets the actual bone-in chicken. Yeah. And he had some today. He was like, "Dude, that's awesome." I was like,
"What do you think?"
Cool.
It was good. It was definitely good, especially when you wash it down on some Bojangles sweet tea. You can't ask for much better.
Yeah, you anyway, not me. I have my cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a good video. I've got 2 videos that I've got to upload for R Squared, so I'm going to get those uploaded and hopefully get some content on there soon. And
West Covina Dodge, what's going on? Idaho Rajas in Adamas. What's going on in Adamas? I like the fries.
Yeah, the seasoned fries, those are good.
Yeah, I put with seasoning. That is good stuff.
So did you catch my little joke in that latest video I did with
Yeah, I'm over that bullshit.
Mr. 2/4?
2/4, baby.
I laughed so hard when he said that. I was like, that is so Rick, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
I totally deserve it. It's funny, but I'm serious. My brain does. I love Milrad now.
No, but it's no. The truth is, okay. So I'm doing a bunch of hardy plank fiberboard siding on the house, and so Rick came over a couple times to help out, and I'd give him a measurement. He's like, he was literally saying that while we were hanging this stuff. I was like, yeah, I need one, 42 and a half, 42 and 8/16. What is that? It's like, I know what you're saying, but anyway.
Oh well, we're just giving you.
I love Mills. So I'm like, I don't see the correlation.
It's all good.
Nothing but love for you, Rick.
I actually did better. Yesterday. I was using 7/8 and all the stuff.
Yes, you did
But
well
I'm
yesterday.
basically counting the end, going 1, 2, and I'm totally thinking in tenths, tenth of mils, and I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6, and that's all I wanted to know, like 6/10. Like that, it didn't matter. Like as long as I cut the damn stuff right, I was good. But
Nah, the most satisfying thing for me today was, and I know you mentioned it earlier, but
yeah,
was Rylan being able to do that. And, that's one of those that he really enjoyed the heck out of it. I saw his eyes light up, and, he mentioned this earlier, and I was, like I said, I was listening, but I was uploading because I couldn't say anything. But, I'm one of those, like if I'm at an event or something and I'm teaching someone how to shoot a saw or something like that, it's not going to be one of those they just come up and pull the trigger and they fire 30 rounds out of it. I'm going to teach them how to load it. I'm going to teach them how to clear it and get it ready for the next person. That way they get a sense of accomplishment of, hey, I know how to actually load and run a saw. Not okay, I just went up there and I took the safety off and I emptied 30 rounds. So on the way up there, it takes us about an hour. I was like, hey, you like math? And he's like, nope, not really. And I was like, well, we can make this fun. And so that way he wasn't just going up and pulling the trigger and hitting a piece of steel that we dialed in all the dope for. It was explaining everything between the mills and the MOA and the relationship, and it really being the same thing. It's just, it's a unit of angular measurement. That's all. And then so that way what we did was, as he started hitting these targets, we had him dialing into the turrets. And then before we got out too far beyond 500, we had him doing holdovers, explaining what all that crap is in the reticle, and what it does. And then we had him doing it with wind. And so now that was especially critical on the 22 because he was having to hold, 6 MOAs at 500 yards for wind.
Yeah, 6
and 8.
Jeez.
Oh, it was insane. Because it was just gusting solid today.
What was
And
the
so it was
elevation
really
at
cool.
700?
I heard you guys talking about this. I actually didn't bring my rifle. I shot Rick's today, and I know that at 600 or at 700 yards, I had the full 45 MOAs in it, and then I was about another 50 up into the trees.
Wow.
But there was no way to get out enough to see enough reticle and to see the target. It's a lot. And, the other day I was like, I don't need a cold shot base, the 300 minute of angle adjustable base. And now after today, I had so much fun with that, and I don't want to spend $400. That's a lot of money for a base for a 22.
Yep.
I don't know. It's got me rethinking. Maybe I do want one of those cold shot bases.
What ammo was that you guys were using out there at 700? Again, I think Rick
so
mentioned
like
that.
I said, I didn't take one. So Rick had some Remington Ely, which honestly was super consistent, and we didn't even do any of that in the testing. And then he brought out this stupid M22, and it was all over the place, but it was consistent enough.
it's fun.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I mean, and Rick's son was able to go 300, and it was on a bladed target too. And he went 400, then he went 500, and I was like, man, that is awesome.
That is awesome.
I saw the light come on in his eyes. He's like, I really like this, Dad. He goes, even going over to Ray's and shooting machine guns and everything else, he was like, I really enjoyed this. And I do too. I like it more than machine gun stuff. Machine gun stuff is just, that's work stuff, but I really enjoy the precision rifle.
He's listening. He's having fun. Yeah, he was super pumped about it today, which is cool. I like to see them all super excited. It's fun to see any young shooter super excited,
Yeah, and for me, that's what it's all about. He made a comment today, and don't tell him I told him that. Well, if he's listening, he hears it, I guess. But he's like, Mr. Ray, I learn more with you in 4 hours than I do in a month at school. Did he not say that, Rick?
He did say that.
What he said.
Well, sometimes the best way to learn is just to do. I mean, if you don't get behind it, just do it. I mean, like you said, if you're trying to figure out the difference between minute of angle mills, you're never going to understand that truly how similar they are unless you just jump in head first and just buy a mill scope. And I see that time and time again. Like guys like, oh, I got to stick with minute of angle because it's empirical and I only think in regards to quarter, half.
And it's like, no, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Doesn't matter. No.
Oh, the
So-
mills. I love the mills so much better.
It is. Once you
Yeah, I know.
understand
See,
it, it's
you
easy.
came from MOAs.
Yeah.
Once you, yeah, and once you start using it, you're like, man, I'll never go back. And then when I put that Burris on your 22, it's like, I hate MOAs. I hate them now. And I'm like, yeah, but it
I don't
works.
like them. Don't make me shoot this damn thing.
What that was the scope you won there, right? In that the snipers
Okay,
competition.
so
or whatever?
I won one and Bryson won one. So I won
Yep.
one, and we went to the table and we just picked up the two. And mine was Mills, his was MOA. And he's like, hey, I don't want this MOA. I like Mills. And I'm like, I'll buy it. And so he made me a deal I could not refuse because, okay, so, and I don't want this to come across wrong. It's an okay scope, but it's not a great scope. And everyone, when you get the guys that shoot in our circles, everybody looks at it. Even Rick. Rick was like, man, why is it so milky?
Yep.
It's really not. It's just he's been spoiled by, shooting the Razor HDs and the Right Forces and all that. And everybody commented. We had a gentleman over yesterday. We had Matt over yesterday. He stopped by. He's like, dude, this thing's milky. And I'm like, yeah, it really isn't, but it is to what you're used to.
I got the Burris XTR2 on my RPR 6.5 Creedmoor, and I'm not overly. I mean, like you said, it's kind of milky. I go back and forth to my Vortex to that Burris XTR. And I'm just like, man, I was just not super impressed. And I still have the damn thing on my RPR, but whatever.
Yeah, see, for me, I mean, it's better to have a scope like that. And, guys were commenting when Rick and I were shooting. They were like, oh, you got scopes that are twice as much as the rifle. And, your bipod costs as much as the rifle. Yeah, but, the thing is, I have a lot of decent quality scopes that I just move over from rifle to rifle for reviews or whatnot. And I'd rather have those than not have optics around, I
mean, who cares if the rifle shoots? The rifle shoots. It doesn't matter.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, no, it was a great time today. I really enjoyed today.
Is there a situation that you prefer SFP over FFP in regards to like just hunting, or what do you usually? What scenario are you usually using your FFP and SFPs? I'm curious.
Okay, so that's a great question, and I'm going to probably get a bunch of comments on this, but second focal plane has its place, and I do prefer it for 3-gun. Okay. Now, granted, I did shoot last year with a first focal plane with Loophole the Mark 6, and it's a great optic. Don't get me wrong; it is a great optic. But I can't compare it to I've been shooting for 3 years with the Swarovski, the Z6i before it got replaced to the Z8i, and it just works better for me. Even on the lower power, I don't have to worry about that reticle going down to almost nothingness. And I say, well, it doesn't matter. Well, sometimes it does because I'm not a big power guy on my magnification. Rick will tell you that. I mean,
you want to keep your field of view open, right?
Yes. So I can go from one target to the next very quickly. That's where I've seen it. And people say, well, your hash marks are going to line up. They're going to be wrong. Yeah. You just have to understand that when you're going at distance, go ahead and power it on up to where it's supposed to be and your holds will be right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually most people they're getting like an FFP. They're all concerned about ranging, but usually when most people get like a first focal plane scope, they're usually going to be backing it off a little bit to keep their field of view open. And at least that way, your holdovers are going to stay consistent. Yeah, and you don't get that with a second focal plane, but it depends on the purpose. It just depends on the purpose.
Mean, how many people, honestly, unless you're doing competition shooting or you're doing it for work, and it's a good tool to have, but how many people are actually going to range their target using their reticle?
Never.
Now, I teach it in the class because it's good to know what I consider need to know information, but you can still do it with your second focal as long as you're on the power that's recommended by the manufacturer. But it's not an end all be all. I mean, I'll shoot one just as fast as I'll shoot the other, but my preference is going to be first focal for any type of ruck matches, sniper matches, but 3-gun second focal.
Yep. Just so your holdovers on both your reticle and your turrets are consistent regardless of the power you're on.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yep. So.
Yeah,
Yep.
that way everything's right.
Yeah, but the only thing I use second focal plane for is just hunting. I just can't stand that small reticle, especially in the Wisconsin woods here. You're taking a shot over 50, 100 yards. And you usually got that magnification cranked all the way down. Otherwise, yeah, if I'm out target shooting or shooting at distance, usually it's going to be a first focal plane of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we worked on some positional stuff today. I did put some of that in the video. I missed the target. It's freaking 300 yards. I was like, all right. And I just went ahead and followed it up. I just kept going because it happens. I mean, that's real stuff that happens. You just pull a shot wrong or whatever. But yeah, we were doing some barricade work. And, keep in mind, I'm not a PRS shooter. And I do get a lot of questions about PRS. There's a reason why I'm not a big PRS shooter. I'll do the ruck matches and the sniper matches and the team matches. But the PRS, that's just something I don't see myself getting into. Rick asked me about that today. But it's good to know stuff. And so I do put some information in there about what you might expect and, moving with the bolt open and things like that.
So obviously I haven't watched your video, but in today's experience, did you feel like that 6 Creedmoor's got some promise and you might stick with it or not? You're kind of iffy.
No, today was definitely the deciding factor, and I will stick with 6mm Creedmoor.
Good.
I've already ordered the other barrel, so I'm not worried about burning this one out.
Yeah.
And I don't mind experimenting with it. But yeah, I'm going to be moving to 6mm more. I will be shooting that this year if there are any more matches. I will be shooting it in the Snipers Unknown and some of the other ones.
Yeah. I know, like my friend James Phillips in a closed group, he swears up and down that 6BR if it's 600 yards or less. I mean, that 6BR, I've seen some of the groups that guy's printed with that thing, and he's a world record holder.
Insane.
It's insane.
There's a guy up in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, which is up towards Cherokee and all that. And I think he won nationals, and he shoots a 6BR. And his groups are just like the ones that you showed the other night, where I mean, they're just stacked on top of each other. And he's a national champion. So, I mean, you don't accidentally win a national championship. I get it. Okay, I understand that part of it. And so it's one of those, when this guy talks, I listen. And, he was showing me his stuff, and it's like, that's something I would never get into because, the chassis and all this other stuff were just something that is dedicated to that sport and only that sport.
Yep.
And yeah, that's a heck of a round, but I mean, I couldn't use it. I mean, that Burris, or the Bushnell, we shot out to 1,200 at that one. And most of these matches, you're going to shoot out to 1,000-ish or so. So I don't know if 600 and in would be the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys got any info on digital scopes?
None. Other than
not here. I
played around with some of the ATNs, and it's kind of cool. It's really cool. It's almost similar to looking through night vision, as far as you're not looking through a tube, you're looking at an image intensifier, so you're looking at a TV screen basically.
Yeah.
But it's really cool with some of the zoom features and what that they offer, and those prices come way down.
Yeah, I'm not going to name the YouTube channel guy's name, but he got kind of one of those digital scopes that links up with a rangefinder. And he called me up and he's like, man, I can't hit. Like I've sent the scope to do a review on it and I can't hit anything with it. And it's like one of those things where your laser range find someone. I can't remember what it was. I think it was the SIG something. But it automatically will tell you exactly what to shoot at.
Yep.
And I'm like, did you check your sight height? Did you take literally some calipers and check the distance from the firing pin to the middle of the scope and enter that correctly? And that one thing screwed it up. And if you don't get that sight height just right, and that was it. He fixed that sight height, and then it was nuts on. But I'm like, dude, by the time you screw around with that laser rangefinder and trying to figure out, I could have just dialed it and been done with it. So
about the only digital thing that it's really changed the shooting sports, especially in competition, but having laser rangefinder binoculars is a huge benefit. Okay, that's the first one. Having a digital Kestrel is going to help a lot but I don't find myself playing with the Kestrel a lot. Once I get my dope, unless I get a big temperature swing, let's say it's 40 in the morning and then it's 70 in the afternoon, then I might do a midday check, but I'm not playing with the Kestrel all day long. I see guys that just, spin them around like every 15 minutes. Like, dude, come on, really? I'm not calling anybody out, but it's like, you don't need to take data every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The targets are not, we're not shooting 1/8-inch targets here at 800 yards.
Yeah.
These are,
Yeah.
most of them are going to be, 1 MOA to 3 MOA, something like that. It's really the positional and getting your windage back down. That's going to get your wind, as far as running, getting that back down and getting in control. And then the other one is the Wilcox. Okay. Now look, that's $6,000. I understand. I get it. But if you are in a situation where you just have to laser target and hit it, and you don't have the time to have the other guy trying to laser it for you, or you're trying to work a rangefinder, as soon as you see it, you push a button, you wait a half a second, there it is. There's the dope and everything else for you. And it's spot on. Call it cheating or whatever, but when you start seeing 20 or 30 at the matches, you got to have it to be competitive.
Yeah, you don't really have much of an option, do you?
Yeah, I really wish they would. PRS doesn't allow it, I don't think, but I know in a lot of these sniper ruck matches, you got a lot of military groups in there, and you can't be losing stages just because of equipment, especially with some of the prize tables. So, yeah, for us, it was definitely worthwhile. I mean, we've paid for those things 10 times over just by getting them, and we don't run them all the time, but there's some stages you have to have it.
Well, I think what that last sniper competition you guys did, you didn't use that at all. Because you couldn't use it, right?
They set it up so that it made it difficult to use, because that gets a big contingent of, like Delta 3rd Group and all those guys coming up. And those guys are going to have it. I mean, no doubt about it. They need it. They deserve it. But they made it such that some of the windows that you were shooting out of were so small that you could barely see out of it with the rifle and the scope, much less a Wilcox mounted on top.
Yeah, I suppose.
So it didn't come into play, and I just went ahead and took it off.
Well, cool. Well, hey, guys, I got to head out here. It's damn near 10 o'clock here. My girlfriend keeps on hearing me blabbering down the basement. She's going to kick my ass.
Yeah, that's like my wife. She's like, really? You're on the internet again?
Yeah, because our bedroom's right above this reloading room, so we'll never hear the end of it.
Well, Todd, it was good talking to you, and thanks for the info yesterday.
Yeah,
gave me kind of a baseline to start from, and kind of know what I needed to be. But
that depot it's full of information, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It was 14 pages on that one that you sent me. So I just kind of hit some of the highlights. I didn't want to start really, really low and just be wasting time and bullets. I mean, I've done this long enough, just like you have. You're not going to go to the start low.
Yeah,
I don't anyway. There's a certain velocity that I'm looking for in this 6mm to make it beneficial, and that's what I was after.
If it's some of the viewers out there listening to us, if you go to Sniper's Hide, the website, and in the reloading section, they have a tab in there in the forum called, what is it called, Ray? Is it called Reloading Depot or something like that?
I didn't even look at the name. I just clicked on it as soon as you sent it.
Yeah, and they literally have every single cartridge in there, and people are literally dumping their pet loads in there and letting you know what loads work best for them. And it's a great resource to learn where to start, what powder, what bullets working the best for everybody. And usually you'll see a rhythm of people posting kind of the same bullet, the same type of powder that they're using. It's a great way to figure out a good starting point for the cartridge you're about to reload for. So.
Yeah, there's one caveat to what Todd's saying, and that is be careful where you get your information from online. There's a lot of different opinions on things, but the Hide has always been one of those that if it's bad data, it's going to get called out by someone immediately. So go to some place like Sniper's Hide or something like that. Don't just do a search and the first thing you see, just go with it, because there's a lot of bad information out there. There really is.
Well, you guys take it easy. Thanks for having me on here, my friend. We'll do it again sometime soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for showing up, Todd. We're going to end this soon anyway, so I do appreciate you showing up. It's crazy. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes, so we'll end here shortly. I do want to try to answer, not so much answer Idaho Rogers' question, but he wants basically the best scope you can get for $1,200. And I know that I've had a chance to check out the Platinum series. You know, maybe you could talk about it. If you only have an X amount of money, you don't want to get into the $3,000 game. I totally understand, or 4,000 or 5,000 or shit, who knows, 10,000. That isn't actually. We've been shooting that through that scope for a while now. It's a dang nice scope. So go ahead.
I look, guys. You can take it for what it's worth.
You guys take it easy. I
because
got to head out here. Okay?
Bye,
All
Tom.
right, we'll see you,
Sorry.
Tom.
Bye.
Thank you.
So I've had a lot of people that do comment on my channels. Oh, you're using Night Force. Why don't you use something like a Schmidt and Bender? Okay, I shot Schmidt and Benders for years, and I had a lot of issues with them here lately. So I got rid of all of those. I'd never been introduced or been around Primary Arms. And when I first heard the name, I was like, Primary Arms, I don't know anything about them. And then I started doing some more research, and this is through KB32, and then got to talk to Dimitri down at Primary Arms. And, he's one of the primary developers for all the ACSS reticles for the military, for Trigicon. And I actually spent a day with him, 2 days with him out in the desert. And I started shooting some of those Primary Arms, and I was really impressed with the tracking, the clarity of the glass. And so it's been about a year because I reviewed one or two of the lower end ones, and I had some issues with some of the lower end, $200-$300 ones, but they sent me a Primary Arms. I have not reviewed it on the channel because I need to make sure of something. If you guys watch my channel, I don't just promote stuff that somebody sent to me. I've got to know that it's solid. So I'm giving you guys information. I've always been that way about products. So I've been testing this thing with Rick for probably a month and a half, almost 2 months now. It's probably been on 10 different rifles. It tracks perfectly. The glass is clearer than what's on the Burris XTR2.
For sure.
And the Platinum series, I think that scope runs around $1,500. So it's really not in that $1,200 price point. But if you're that close, go ahead and save up just a little bit more. The only downside I would say to that Primary Arms Platinum, that 6 to 30, 6 to have 30, I think it's a 6 to 30, is that the parallax adjustment, what some people call the focus, is a little stiff. And I think that will loosen up, but that's something I can deal with as long as the rest of the scope works perfectly. And I've been very happy with it. I do like the chevron point that's in the middle, depending on which reticle you go with, because it gives you a finite point to get a true dead zero. It's well thought out. So that's what I'm going to have to go with if you're going to have to go on that price point of, $1,200 to $1,500.
Or, where's my camera thing? Oh, here we go. Or think about a used something. A great option. I don't know what the price is used. I picked up 2 used scopes, not at the same time. Those Vortex HTs, I got a smoking deal.
Well, you got more than a smoking deal on those. But that being said,
but a used,
Rick is running the 4.5 to 27 Razor HD. They're coming up with a couple different models since then, the AMGs, which are a little lighter, and I think they've got some other units that came out. But if you guys ever go onto Facebook, somebody put me onto this group. It's called Optics Buy, Sell, and Trade. You can find some smoking deals on there. And I've just be careful because, you never know who you're dealing with. Don't ever do anything friends and family. But, every once in a while, you'll see some deals on that stuff, like the Razor HDs. And I have seen those for $1,600, $1,700. One popped up for $1,400. The guy was just hard up for cash, never mounted it. And so every once in a while, good deals pop up. But it's on Facebook. It's the Optics Buy, Sell, and Trade.
Yeah, you've actually sold.
I've sold a lot of stuff on there. I've probably sold 10 high-end scopes on that. A couple Schmidt and Benders and some Leopold Mark 8s. Leupold, sorry.
Yeah, Nick Knox says, what you're saying is you don't do infomercials. Exactly.
No, I don't do infomercial, guys. In the whole history of the channel, I've done one Olight commercial, okay? It wasn't a commercial. They sent me something to review. I reviewed it, and I was happy with the product they reviewed. They contacted me again about doing more, but once I started seeing how all the YouTubers were kind of doing it, I'm not going to do that. That's not why I started the channel. And I'm not going to promote stuff that I don't have a lot of experience with. If you see it on my channel, it's pretty legit. It's the way it is.
It's good stuff, you know. Not everybody's going to be able to afford it, but like we've talked about in the past, a lot of people like looking at race cars that they're never going to be able to purchase too. So,
Correct.
all right. Well, we've been on here for 2 hours, 19 minutes. At least I have.
You have.
Yeah. So, with that said, we'll wrap it up here shortly. Got any? You got 2 videos to download for our Squared channel. And
Yeah,
so we
if you
got
guys haven't checked out R Squared, definitely check it out. Make sure you go check out that 6mm test we did today. My dog's going crazy, so I'm gonna have to go as well.
All right. Tell Bailey I said hi.
All right,
He might be out there. All right. Have a good one.
all right, you too. Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. All right. So let's say goodbye. We got Adamas. We got Joaquin, Armament Naxis, Black Sheepdog Tony G, Doug B. Let's see, Skunk Ape, Jackson. What's up, buddy? Bad Billy 429. Those scopes are awesome, guys. Those HDs, Razor HDs. Jerry Parker. Keep typing in here, guys. Mano018. Appreciate it. Got a few more out there. Tim Davis. Take care, my friend. See, Armament Nax, as I already said. Idaho Rogers. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Take care. Have a good night. Everybody stay safe. Anybody else out there? Lead Mining 44. Appreciate it. See you guys later. Anybody else before we get out of here? We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I am patient. I am patient. I am paint. I don't know how to say it. I am a paint. I am a paint. Thanks for showing up. Let's see. Black Sheepdog, Tony G, Eric, Jerry Parker. Don't eat bat soup. That is true. New channel link. I don't have it available to give you right now. I don't think. I tried it earlier. Someone had posted it earlier. Just check out one of our other videos. Maybe someone can put it in there. I can't remember who had it earlier. Bad Billy, maybe somebody had it. But check out R Squared. It's a R. Let me see if I got it on here. You guys are killing me, I tell you. Let's see. I guess I should have been posting this earlier as well. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see. Basically, the link looks like that, guys. So go check out R Squared. It's the letter R and then SQUARED, and then hit channels and look for that logo there. That's actually it right there. That's the logo. I think it's got like 180 subscribers. We started it yesterday. And I'll put a link in some of the other videos or something to get us over there. DW, have a good one, Eric. And I think I might have got everybody. You guys have a great night. Stay safe. And of course, we'll be back in action soon enough. And I got a few videos coming out as well. X-Ring just put out a few, so go take a look at those. See you soon. Bye for now.